Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you might be. Welcome back to our events management class. And my name is Prudence Shirunga Banda, and I'm your facilitator. Uh, Earlier on, we looked at the introduction of events management, and we also looked at the definition and scope of events management, which led us to the history and the evolution of events management. And then we also looked at the types of events that we have. And then today we are actually looking at the career paths that are in events management. So when we look at events management, it's actually the career path is actually very wide, and there's always something for somebody to do depending on what path you want to take after this class. So you can actually be employed in the hospitality industry, in the entertainment industry. You can even be a freelance events manager. You can actually be in the corporate world, where you be actually managing events. So let's look at this. The first thing that you can be is an events coordinator. This is whereby you assist with the planning and logistics coordination of events. So this one, you can either be doing events that are social events, they can be corporate events, or they can be personal events. So basically, you be the coordinator of any given event. So you can also be an events manager. When you're an events manager, means you oversee the entire event from the concept to the completion. Take for example, maybe you actually been picked to be an event manager, maybe for a tournament, a football tournament for all the schools on the Copper Belt, which means you are going to oversee the whole event from the time it is starting, that is bringing up the objections, the whys and the hows and the way of the event, up to the time that that tournament is actually executed and it is done. Then you can also be like a conference planner. This one, you actually specialize in planning and executing of conferences, meetings, trade fairs. This is actually more on the corporate world. So meaning you'll be actually planning more of corporate events. So you become like what we call a conference planner. And then we go to the wedding planner. So when you decide to be a wedding planner, so which means you are just going to be planning, managing, and executing weddings, and which means you'll be closely working with the couple that will be getting married, maybe sometimes the family, and you also have to work with different vendors that you have to bring in. Take for example, when you are a wedding planner, you have to bring in the people for the venue, you have to bring in the caterers, you have to bring in the deco people, you have to bring in the DJ, the people who do the cake, the people who do the flower. So you should be you are supposed to actually coordinate. You first plan it, you come up with the objective, you do the budgets, you do everything, then you actually bring in vendors that you work with for when we are actually executing that particular wedding. So most of the time there's actually a mix-up of deco and being a wedding planner. These are two different things. When you're a wedding planner, what you just do is you actually plan, you coordinate, and you manage the wedding. And the deco people, they actually come down under the people that you're going to coordinate with, and the people that are actually going to help you when it comes to designing the place. So these are two different things, being a wedding planner and being a deco person. So sometimes you find that somebody will just come in as a deco specialist and they call themselves a wedding planner, of which that's not it. They know nothing about the cake, they know nothing about the DJ, they know nothing. So a wedding planner knows everything. And then a deco or specialist just comes in specifically to design that place for that wedding. And then we also come to festival director. You can be actually a festival director. This person actually oversees the planning, production, and execution of festivals and other large-scale events. So take, for example, here in Zambia, like I said before, we have got these traditional ceremonies that okay throughout the year, and so you can choose to be just a festival director who actually oversees the planning, the execution, the coordination of these festivals, like maybe the Komboka ceremony and the Chkwala ceremonies. So you can actually choose to be a festival director where you oversee and you plan these festival. And then also being a festival director, you actually your other job is to oversee these other large scale events. Take for example, like the last year there was the World Skills Zambia, whereby different colleges were actually coming to actually showcase their skills in their different professions that they've actually occurred. That was actually a very large scale event, and there was actually a company that was actually hired to actually oversee this whole event. So you can actually choose to be a festival director as well. And then this events management is actually becoming broad, so you can actually choose what you exactly want to do. You can choose either to be employed or you can choose to work for yourselves. So most of the things that I've actually highlighted, they're actually things that you can actually do for yourself. You can actually register and own a company in events management whilst you are executing different type of events. But if you also want, you can actually combine events management with other professional qualifications. Take for example, you can do events management and you also do general hospitality or travel and tourism, which means you can actually be able to work as a banquet manager in a hotel. Or if you want, you can actually combine events management and decor. If you want, you can combine events management and even marketing. So it all depends what you want to do. So you can actually combine events management with some other courses so that you'll be able to actually be more relevant when it comes to searching for a job on the job market. So today this is what we just discussing, the career paths that you can, different career paths that you can actually find in events management. It's so interesting being events manager, doing events management, because you can choose even to own this travel and tourism companies where you be actually planning the traveling for people. You can also be planning some destiny weddings, especially these days. They've become so common where people choose to go and get married in Dubai. So as an events planner, you should be able to actually plan their wedding to in Dubai whilst you are here in Zambia, and you should be able to actually coordinate with the people that will offer those services in Dubai, because there's no way that you can actually carry a deco specialist from Zambia to Dubai. It will be very expensive, but you're better off hiring somebody from there. You hire the chefs, they also do the cake, they do literally everything that you would want to be done. And what you just have to do is to coordinate the whole event so that it comes out perfectly, like the way you would have actually imagined it. Because with events management, it starts first with imagination, and from there you now build your imagination. You say, okay, what is it that I want to see? How am I going to do it? And why am I doing it? And at the end of the day, what is it that I want to achieve by doing this type of thing? So this is all about the career paths. In events management, you can either go into business, you become an entrepreneur, or if you don't want, you can actually go into employment. But usually in employment, you need to back it up with something else, especially if we are in Africa, where events management is not really appreciated, and people, this is when they're getting to know it, they're getting to actually experience it. So you need like a backup program or a backup course, so that you be able to penetrate the job market. So thank you for listening, and have a pleasant day or good night wherever you might be.